everyone, and welcome back to the Cabral Concept. I'm Stephen Cabral, board-certified naturopathic doctor, and today on our Total Wellness Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about 3 herbs that will dramatically improve your sleep, and most likely you've never heard about these. But I want to take one quick step back. If you didn't check out yesterday's Mindset and Motivation Monday show, I can't recommend that enough. And that's because over the course or the close of this year and into 2017, I'm going to literally be giving you every protocol you could possibly imagine to get well no matter what your health condition. That's my goal for 2017. Or whether you struggled with losing weight your whole life or keeping it off. Or whether you're looking to enjoy a better quality of life and work on all of those anti-aging based protocols. I'm going to do that. But remember, the first step to making any of these changes is changing your mindset. And that's because I can give you the best programs in the world. I really can. And I truly believe that. I see them work every single day in my practice. But some people never choose to implement them. They literally get the plan and then they never implement it. And that only is because there is a disconnect with themselves of whether they want to change, whether they believe they can change, whether they believe they can really get well. And until you actually master that, and again, you don't even need to master it, but until you start to change that thought process, none of that will happen. And that could be your sticking point. Really, if you've been struggling for years now, it's time to change how you look at that thought process. Because if you didn't love how 2016 went for you and you want something more in 2017, the first step to that is changing your belief system, is changing your minds. Because remember, if you just continue, if you don't have a plan and you just continue to do what you did in 2016 or before that, you're going to get the same results. Why would they be any different? Your plan is the same, and that is there is no real plan. So remember, that first step is belief. It's understanding that at any time you can rewrite your life. And yesterday's show is going to teach you exactly how to do that. So I highly recommend tuning back into that show. And of course, any previous shows, you can just go to stephencabral.com/podcast. All right, let's get into today's show. So really, I love herbal medicine. And again, I studied herbal medicine in depth, and I honestly believe that my education in herbs was second to none. It was amazing. I just had such great teachers and mentors, and I just allowed myself to be open to it because it was one of those areas where I'd heard of herbs before. Certainly I used them, oregano and, great herbs like that. But I hadn't really understood them. I hadn't understood their properties, how they were used. It wasn't until I went to India, and I studied in Sri Lanka as well, but mainly in India. And I studied multiple times, and I actually went up to the Himalayas, the foothills of the Himalayas. I lived there. I studied with a few amazing doctors. And I was actually one of the doctors I studied with there, an amazing man. And he literally would take me on the back of his, it's called a motorbike over there. It's not a motorcycle. It's not a dirt bike, but it gets you through all of these mud patches and all that. And I would literally hop in the back and we would just zoom up into the Himalayas. We'd get off. It'd be a pristine, beautiful area. And the Ganges River was right there. It was amazing. We would get off and we would just walk around for hours. And what he would do is he would be pointing out the different herbs to me. He would literally pick the herb. He would show me the roots. He would show me the flower, show me the leaves. And he would teach me how the flower, the leaves, the root, all of these are used for different things, for different ailments. And they're even picked at certain times of the season. So it was an amazing, amazing education. And what it did, it gave me a greater appreciation of herbal medicine and why it has been used now for over 6,000 years and will never stop being used. And while I was over in India and every single day, there are pharmaceutical companies literally in India trying to study all these herbs as well so they can patent them for drug use. Is that bad or good? Let's not call it bad or good. What I can tell you is this, is that herbal medicine, if you understand it, you will most likely never have a need for pharmaceutical drugs. Now, if there's an acute life-saving based condition, certainly, I believe in that myself. I'm not ignorant to that fact. However, for most people, there's certainly never, ever a need. And that goes for autoimmune and a lot of other issues. All of those things are not being looked at from a root cause level. And I'm telling you, herbs are a great way to start. Now, vitamins, minerals, all those things are fantastic as well, and that's part of functional medicine. When you combine the two, the results can be absolutely amazing. All right, so let's get into today's show. So I'm going to go over some herbs to help you specifically for sleep. This isn't going to be a long show. I'm just going to tell you the 3 herbs, essentially. I'm going to tell you a great product. It's not my product, but again, my goal with nutritional supplements is to simply give you the absolute best possible. And if there is already a product out there, I don't make it myself. It's not easy to make good quality nutritional supplements. It's super expensive to make them up front because you need to buy them in bulk, you need to package them, you need to make labels, all that stuff. So when there's great companies and there's so many of them, I just recommend that to you because that's my goal for you. It's kind of like I love tech stuff, but I'm not a tech guy. So I always ask people like, what's the best microphone? What's the best video camera? And then they'll give me some recommendations, and one might be like super expensive. So I'm like, all right, can you give me a tier 2 and tier 3? And then maybe I can work my way up, eventually as well, if I really that into it. So it's the same thing with you. I just try to give you all these things. And that's why my daily nutritional support shake too, just dailysupportshake.com, you can see what I'm talking about. It's 12 supplements in one. That's why for like $2 a day, you get 12 different nutritional supplements. It's also your breakfast. It's the best thing that I can give people. And that's why really I'm just adamant and passionate about that product because I honestly believe you get everything you need just for that bit. But anyway, that's just an example. So let's get on to today's show. So before I get started with those 3 herbs, there's one main herb that most people know about, right? It's called chamomile. Chamomile is a fantastic herb. And honestly, if you are in the middle of ragweed season, it may exacerbate those allergies a little bit, so it's one thing to think about. But when you're not in ragweed season, it's a great product to use as well. I like to mention that. But chamomile is one that most people know. It's relaxant. It certainly helps with sleep. It's been tested, double-blind placebo, and proven to work, right? So we know that one, right? And I don't want to give you ones that you probably heard about. So the first one we're going to talk about is something called lemon balm. So you're going to see a little pattern here. With lemon balm, like the next two I'm about to say, the reason they work is this. One of the reasons why people have insomnia, one of the reasons why people can't stay asleep or get to sleep is because of that racing mind. They can't turn off the thoughts. At a subconscious level, they have a lot more anxiety than they even know. I talk about that people in my practice. They're like, you know what? After they think about it, maybe I do. Maybe I do have actually a little bit of anxiety, subconscious anxiety about things that are going on in my life or projects that I'm working on. So what lemon balm is and what lemon balm does is that, yes, it's been known to, in Ayurvedic medicine and Chinese medicine, to be used for energy and longevity, but it does so by calming that cortisol response, by calming that sympathetic nervous system. A lot of people use it as aromatherapy or essential oil as well. So if you're not big on like taking the supplements, I've seen them work obviously much better that way, but lemon balm as a kind of like through an infuser in your room, like with lavender, that's amazing. That'll work really, really well. Or even just as a little essential oil on the wrists, or maybe even just a little bit right underneath the nose, can be absolutely fantastic. Lavender works great like that. Like if you're not allergic or sensitive to lavender, one of the most amazing ones as well. But that's not one of my unknown ones because, again, lavender most people know about. I used lavender so much when my girls were born. The first one wasn't that great a sleeper, and we would use lavender mist, lavender spray in her room, and that absolutely did help with that calming response. So I like lemon balm for many reasons. It doesn't leave you groggy, and it allows you to calm that racing mind. Really beautiful, great product, high in antioxidants, also helps with blood sugar regulation. It's just a fantastic product. And again, been double-blind, placebo tested, and actually beat the placebo. Anytime you can do that, you're doing great. All right, the next one let's talk about. This is one that you might have heard about, but maybe have forgotten about because it's kind of fallen out of favor, like in the media, but it's valerian root. Now, valerian root, just keep in mind too, valerian root is also great as a vascular dilator. Now, what does that mean? It means that it opens up your arteries. So if you have high blood pressure, it's amazing for high blood pressure as well, because high blood pressure is typically characterized by that vasoconstriction or constricted arteries as well. So anytime it helps lower blood pressure, what else does it help with? Typically erectile dysfunction as well. So it calms anxiety. It actually helps improve GABA, which is one of the neurotransmitters that's like a happy, calming, anti-anxiety neurotransmitter. Really amazing product. And when you use it with lemon balm, it works even better to treat insomnia. And actually they tested that, and 81% of the people taking that combination saw better sleep. I mean, that's pretty amazing. 8 out of 10 people saw improved sleep just with those two. And I haven't even gotten to all the rest. So Lemon balm, valerian root. What's the only downside to valerian root? It smells. Like, legitimately, it's a smelly herb. I remember the first time I opened a bottle of valerian root, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this product must have gone bad. But it actually wasn't. Like, that's literally the smell of valerian root. But remember, you can get past that because you just close the bottle back up and you're good to go. So I just wanted to give you that fair warning. It's not bad. It actually just smells a little bit. Okay, so let me move on to our last herb that you may not have heard about before, especially when it comes to sleep. And that herb is called passion flower. This is an amazing one. Actually, passion flower is delicious if you drink it as like a tea. In the summertime, if I'm looking for like maybe like a mid-afternoon, drink that isn't just water, what I will do is I'll actually get an iced passion flower tea. It's sugar-free, but it's sweet in and of itself. It tastes amazing. The closest thing I can resemble it to is almost like hibiscus tea. If you've ever had that, which is just obviously so great for your gut and stomach, it's fantastic. But when used at night, and especially with the lemon balm, and when you use it with that valerian, even chamomile, what it does is it helps manage that anxiety. It helps calm that racing mind. And it also works as a natural sedative. So it's pretty amazing. Another great herb that does a lot of those same things. Because remember, it's our racing mind that doesn't allow us to relax into that parasympathetic nervous system, which allows us not only to get to sleep, but also to heal, repair, and rejuvenate our body. So I just want to give one little caveat to these herbs before I wrap it up and give you that product recommendation, is that you heard me talk about it over the weekend on my house call, is that women should not be using a lot of herbs if they are pregnant. So remember, there's a lot of herbs out there. Now, again, you'd have to take quite a bit, but they can induce contractions. And so that's why, just if you're a woman right now and you're pregnant, what you want to think about is this. If it's an herbal-based supplement, has it been proven safe and not to cause any type of contractions? Very rarely will it hurt anything inside of your actual blood-based supply and the actual nutrients, those types of things. But what it could do is it could cause the larger detoxification-based effect or sometimes cause contractions. So something to think about. Now, remember, if there's a lot of women out there who would like more information on kind of safe pregnancies, both pre, peri, and postnatal, please just write in. Go to stephencabral.com/Ask Cabral and let me know. And if there's enough of a response, I'll create entire shows just for that. I'm always happy to do that. I just need to know what you want me to hear because I love doing the show. I mean, literally, you should see my list for 2017. I'm already like 50 topics deep. But if you ever have an idea, I want to hear it because I'm sure someone else does as well. And I'm happy to put out that show as well. All right, now let's talk about the product that wraps all of these things into one. And I'm not promoting this product. Like, you absolutely do not need to use it. You could actually just use a chamomile tea or a passion flower tea or one of those things. But if you need a real product that's going to help you beat that insomnia and really get you in a deep sleep, there's an amazing one. I want you to just read it over completely. Just go to stephencabral.com/store, and you'll just go to under the supplements, it says Deep Sleep Protocol. I've been using it for years. It works fantastically well. I'm not going to get into it today, but it works on multiple different levels. I just talked about one level today. The one I give you on there, it goes on multiple levels, and none of them are my products. They're not. I just put them all together for you. When you order from there, you also get my dosing protocol, how much to use, at what time to use before bed, because there is a timing thing. But this product's called Best Rest Formula. This is one out of the 3 that I recommend. Listen to this. It contains passion flower. It contains chamomile. It contains a little bit of vitamin C to increase the potency of these things, to get them into those cells. It contains lemon balm. It contains hops. It contains valerian, the extracts. You can get more of it, 400 milligrams. It's not just a small little dose. This is a real product. It contains L-theanine, which now is going to further potentiate the effects of GABA. And GABA is that happy, calming, anti-anxiety neurotransmitter that people love. It just works so great. It has just a tiny bit of melatonin, which is just going to get you to sleep a little faster, won't make you groggy in the morning. And it has a little bit of B6, pyridoxal 5-phosphate, P5P, that form that you're supposed to use. Again, just a small amount to allow these products to work even better. This is an amazing product. It's not expensive. And remember, I recommend using sleep products for somewhere around 3 to 4 weeks to get you into your own natural sleep cycle, and then you can wean off by just using a little less, until you don't need it. And then you can just save it for those nights where you have like a big project or event the next day where you know your mind might be racing. So you just save a little bit on hand. That's what I do. My house is like a huge medicine chest of all natural-based supplements. And whenever I need them, or my family needs them, or my kids need them, or friends, or anyone else, I have them right there ready to go. So I hope that you enjoyed this show. I'll link up the sleep protocol right in the show notes. So remember, to find the show notes, literally every day, all you have to go to stephencabral.com/podcasts, and then go to that specific show. And today's show is number, 318. So it's 3 herbs for sleep that you probably never heard about. So check that out today. Hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, if you know anyone that suffers from sleep-based issues, please feel free to pass this show along. Take care, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and I want to share one more thing with you. I've been teaching clients and health professionals for close to 20 years how to transform their body by balancing their hormones and inflammation. And one thing I've consistently seen this time of year is a gradual 6 to 10 pound weight gain from Thanksgiving to the New Year. The issue with this is that by the time January 1st and your New Year's resolutions come, you have to take 3 steps back and lose the holiday weight before you can start on your new health and body transformation goals. So my solution to this is simple. In order to start the new year fresh and keep the weight and inflammation off this holiday season, I have my private clients just choose a 5 to 7 day window between now and the new year to complete the 7-day Dr. Cabral detox. You'll feel better, you'll look better, and you'll be a whole lot happier come January 1st. To get free shipping in December, go to drcabraldetox.com and enter the private podcast code 2016 at checkout. That's Dr. Cabral Detox, DrCabraldetox.com, and the code is 2016. Happy holidays, everyone.